Crafty friends, Creative Juice by Lonnie here on our Monday lunchtime live crafting. We are talking all about colors this month since Stampin' Up has had a color refresh. We're just doing a little bit of a refresh on how to pick colors for your paper crafting projects. Today we're going to talk about complementary colors. Now, complementary, you may have asked yourself, is that the correct spelling? Yes. Complementary means that it is something that enhances another color or someone else, whereas a complementary with an I means that you are giving someone a compliment. But they're kind of similar in the way that they work. Let me explain a little bit about complementary colors. So you have on your color wheel your primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. And then there are other colors in between them that we call them secondary or tertiary colors. But when you are using complementary colors, you're going to use something that is exactly across the color wheel. And these give a really high energy to a project, depending on whether it's a tone or a tint or a hue that we've talked about in the past. But they really do bring a great energy to your projects. So you'll see like red and green we use at Christmas time, and you'll see a lot of that in art. Interestingly, I like to think of them as kind of completing one another. When you have red plus green, also use green is made up of blue and yellow, so you really have all the colors kind of covered in that. But check out this little card that I started with. This one is not what we're making, but we're making kind of a similar version today. This one is made using Azure Afternoon and Pumpkin Pie, which are directly across the wheel from each other. So there's your blue and your orange. That's called a complementary color. And it really brings that really fun, high energy to it, doesn't it? Don't you think? I love that. Okay, let's see. And as you're coming in, tell me hello. And if you watched last week, have you had a chance to kind of try or download the color coach that was in my email last week? I hope you did that. If not, you can also sign up for my email. I'll put that link later, and can immediately download that. Okay, so where did I get this little sketch? I'm going to show you something else that is kind of fun. When we've got our brand new catalog, mine is bound and ready to go. I like to use my Post-it notes, and the orange ones means these are the ones I absolutely have to have. The yellow ones mean these are things I like and may get later. And then I have these at the top. These are things these I like to mark projects that I think would make great patterns for a project. So let's see, I'm going to turn to my last one back here. Okay, check out this cute card. I hope you can see it. This card right here was created as a sample in our catalog, and this is where I got the idea for this card. Can you see how they're similar? I even used the same paper in a different color for the background, and then have a layer here and a focal point here. So that's kind of how they did it here. They've got the three pieces at the back, and then a layer and a focal point. So we're going to do the same thing with a different color. But before I go there, I want to talk about blues and oranges just really quickly so you can see how they work on a color wheel. So I used Pumpkin Pie, and then I used Azure Afternoon, which was this color right here. Isn't that fun? But look how beautiful all these blues are. So here's Misty Moonlight and Pumpkin Pie, Night of Navy and Pumpkin Pie, Balmy Blue and Pumpkin Pie. And you can kind of see that they kind of have a different energy with each type of blue. Here's Pool Party and Pumpkin Pie. Tahitian Tide. Ooh, I like that one too. It's really bright. How about a little more muted? Here's Boho Blue and Pumpkin Pie. It almost mutes the orange itself. Here we have Starry Sky and Pumpkin Pie. Then we can kind of move towards the green as we go. Here's Lost Lagoon and Pumpkin Pie. And finally, Pretty Peacock and Pumpkin Pie. And they still look great together. So those are called complementary colors. They don't all have to be orange and blue. We're going to now try, have you ever noticed that purple and yellow look great together? That's what we're going to do today. The yellow, now I'm going to show you some other purple and yellow combinations before we get to the one that we're using. But here is Daffodil Delight with Blackberry Bliss. Now that's pretty dark, so I don't know if you'll love that, but I love Gorgeous Grape and Daffodil Delight together. Those are beautiful. How about Highland Heather? Ooh, that's pretty. And Daffodil Delight. Or you can change up your yellow and go like Crushed Curry and Orchid Oasis. Crushed Curry, Highland Heather. I mean, you're just going to have a lot of fun. The colors that we're using today, though, are a brand new color from Stampin' Up called Lemon Lolly. Love this color. And then a returning color in color that's called Fresh Freesia. So see how those two are complementary to each other? I love that. I started with, I grabbed a piece of paper. This is called Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper that's new in the catalog. And look at these pretty colors that they have. We've got that Lemon Lolly and Fresh Freesia, some Azure Afternoon. Oh, so many pretty colors and patterns. There you go. So I used a piece that had mostly Fresh Freesia on it. And not that one. And I cut three 1-inch by 4.5-inch pieces of that stripe right there. Let's put those right onto the back of our card, our inspiration coming from the catalog. And we'll put it kind of down here in the corner. And I've got the stripes going a different way. We're going to just move it over a little bit like that. And then one more. So this is kind of our background layer. And they don't even have to be even. I'm just kind of putting them on there. So that was the beginning of our card. We'll set that aside. Next, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. The stamp set we're using today is the Sweet Citrus stamp set. It has carried over from our mini catalog. And now it was whenever there's a bundle of products, you want to grab those when they are in their first publication, because now you have to get them. Let me see if I can find the right one. Here we go. You have to get them separately. This is the Sweet Citrus stamp set, and it does come with coordinating dies and a hybrid embossing folder. We're not going to be using the embossing folder today, but we're going to stamp this one in Lemon Lolly. So let's get our ink out. And it has all of the pieces on one stamp. If I turn it this way, it might be easier to stamp. Okay, so we're going to do the outside. Got the outside of our fruit. It's going to be a unique fruit because it has purple on the inside, but I think it looks kind of like a, I don't know. There was a purple fruit that we used to eat when I lived in Israel, and it had purple on the inside. Can you think of a fruit that has purple inside? Let me know if you can think of it, because make sure that my stamp is on there. Okay, then you're just going to line up. Luckily, this is a photopolymer stamp set. You can just line it right up, stamp the center. Woohoo! Close enough. Okay, now I'm going to cut those out. Actually, I'm going to stamp one other thing really quickly here. I'm going to add a little bit of Tahitian Tide for a leaf. And I've actually got some leaves already cut out, but I just needed one more. So we're ready to go. So you can add another color if you would like. All right, let's do some cutting. Bring in our cut and emboss machine here. Hello, Carlene. Good to see you. I'll be calling you later today to finish up your order from Saturday too. Okay, we're going to put our stamped image right there. I'm going to put my die over, just kind of get it close enough. It looks like we're getting close. All right, well, sometimes it's just off a little bit. And then this one. Hard to tell when I'm doing it over the top of my phone, my other camera. And you're like, okay. One piece seems to be right, just a little bit off. We're gonna go with it. And I put the wrong thing on top. That would be funny. All right. Got it. It's always a little bit of a challenge to try to do this. And one of them slipped in as you're trying to get it into the camera as well. So, you know, one more time, one more try, one more pass. There we go. Just cutting right along. So the more you know about how to choose colors, the more confident you will feel. Oh, wow, that one really did not work out as well as I wanted that one to. It's okay. We can always fix it. We can always stamp it again if we need to, but these all look fine. But my lemon did not look so lovely. Let's try another lemon. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to stamp my words right here. I'm going to stamp "Thanks a bunch" onto this Lemon Lolly piece of paper in Highland Heather. Ooh, that did not work out quite as well. Let's try that again. Turned out it's a good thing that there is two sides to every piece of Stampin' Up paper. Whew, so happy about that. All right, we're going to do one more lemon. Get my outside on there so that I can get it stamped correctly. I don't even have to worry about the other pieces, so I'll just do that one. Okay. We're going to cut that one out. Although I should have done it because apparently with the way I stamped it, we're going to cut them all out anyway. So it's always good. Better to have too many than not enough, right? Put your lid back on top. So you've got two pieces when you're cutting. And then while I've got this out, where I'm actually going to emboss. Okay, that's a much better lemon. I'm going to emboss the background of the words I just stamped as well. So I picked up the raindrop. I think this raindrop embossing folder is kind of fun to put with the fruit because it's juicy, right? It's nice and juicy. So we'll put that in there and give it some extra juice. This time I'm going to take off my platform number 2. And since this is not a 3D embossing folder, I just put it between the two cutting plates. Let me show you how that's looking. There we go. Between the two cutting plates to run it through. You always want to have a cutting plate on top when you are doing a little bit of embossing. Otherwise, it will curl your embossing folder and then it's not nearly as usable. Oh, pardon me. Okay, I don't know. Let's see if you can see that. Oh, yeah, isn't that fun? I love that. Thanks a bunch. So we've got a little bit of texture now. I'm just checking just to make sure I've got everything that I need. I think so. Let's put this on with some dimensionals. We'll just assemble our card quickly. It doesn't take long. And usually when you're cutting a piece of paper in half to make a card, go ahead and make 2, right? You might as well make 2 of them. So I did. You'll see one that is this embossed one and then one that does not have the background embossed. So then we'll just add like let's pull in our sample that we're casing from the catalog that we're copying. Case means copy and share everything. So here's the card that we're kind of copying, and we'll put on I'm going to put this one on flat. So here's some adhesive. This one's just going to go right over here. That looks good. And then we'll put the rest of them on with dimensionals. And then we'll slide some of our leaves underneath it. Oh, this one I didn't want a dimensional on. Yeah, it's okay. He's going to have dimensional. Dimensionals help things to stand up off the back of the paper, so it gives it kind of three dimension, third dimension, I don't know, something like that. Whoops. So we've got some on, and I've also cut out some extra leaves, as I said. So I'm going to put a leaf right there, a lemon down here, or a whatever kind of fruit this is with the purple on the inside. And then a slice right here. We'll put in a couple more leaves. Put that one this direction, and this one, do I want one or two leaves? I don't know. I only want one leaf, so we'll just cut it off. Chop it off like that. And it does not have put a dimensional on it. Squish, squish, squish. Maybe like that. Perfect. Okay. There's all of our cute little things. I also cut out from the same set some little blossoms because I think it just adds an extra cuteness level to it all. So there's our cute blossoms. And finally, we'll put on a little bling, and then we're ready to go. What do you think? So this is our complementary color lesson today. Things across from the color wheel from one another are complementary colors, and they work beautifully together. And then I'm teaching you also how to use your catalog as for inspiration for your projects. Oh, let me not get it squished on there. So this little card right here is a duplicate of the one that's on page 152, but just using different colors, different paper, different stamps. And where was our other one? Where is our blue and orange similar one? Right here. And look at that. All from just, you can look at the catalog and then use that idea. This is on page 152 to create your own cards, your own versions of that card. Isn't that fun? So this one has a little bit of embossing on it. It makes it a little extra juicy. This one does not, so you can see the difference. One of them has a little bit of texture. One of them doesn't have texture on it. But I think it's just a fun way to use your catalog as inspiration. I hope that helps you to not be afraid. Go ahead and mark up your catalog, put some Post-it notes on the places that you think I could do that with whatever supplies you have, and try it out. All right. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of more confidence when you're not only in your colors, but in your paper crafting. The new catalog is live, so feel free to go to Creative Juice by Lonnie, and you can order there. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's try the right one. This one. You can also join. I'd love to have you join. But there's your place to order. All of these things will also be on creativejuicebylonnie.com this afternoon. So you can go there and click if there are things that you would like to order as well. If you don't have a catalog, I'm happy to help you get one. So just leave me a comment and we'll get you on. So thank you so much for joining me each Monday, where we help you to become more confident in your crafting here on Creative Juice by Lonnie. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you next Monday.